Because God uses our circumstances to illustrate hope. And so we've been establishing base camp, where our faith in Jesus Christ is that camp that we start out in before we go into the expedition of life. This morning, as we turn to chapter 5, it answers the really tough question, what do we do when life really sucks? I believe in Jesus, but life sucks right now. And peace with God, because of that relationship, gives us peace now. Only through a relationship with Jesus can you have a peace in the storms of life when the storms come into base camp. So peace. What in the world is peace? Faith in Jesus does more than solve our sin issue. It gives us a relationship with God. And it's through that relationship that in the storms of life that we can have peace. But now because we have a relationship with Him, we can find peace in the war that exists in our world. By the time we get to Jesus, God says, because of my relationship with you through Jesus, through my love toward you, because sacrificing my own Son from you, I will give you peace. It's these building blocks of God's love, illustrating His relationship with people, that culminates in the apex of Jesus saying, with the relationship with me comes peace. Followers of Jesus Christ this morning, if you want peace, don't run from God. Look at me. I know people that are searching and hunting for peace and have want nothing to do with God who created it. And it breaks my heart. And then as I listen to the flock is what they're suffering through, to know that Jesus gives this peace. And how do we work this out in daily life, in public, so people see it? You possess a gift that is a relationship with Him that grants a state of well-being regardless of the circumstance. Because if you this morning define peace as lack of trouble, that's hard to mitigate. If in your life you're searching for peace without Jesus, you're trying to mitigate every circumstance so you're large and in charge. So how does Jesus give peace in our circumstance? Well, what does Paul attribute the power of the good news of Jesus Christ and changed lives today? People having a relationship with Jesus in the midst of tough circumstances where God says, now I'm kicking in the four-barrel. Through Jesus, even when life is tough, we can publicly declare that we have hope. The hope is not in me being able to figure this out and looking good at the end of the day. The hope is in that God gets the glory. God is telling His story in such a way that it's going to bring glory to Him, and I play my part on it. Our job is to play the part that God has assigned to us in such a way that He gets the glory. And the circumstances of your life is part of the play. Not for the removal of circumstances, but in light of my circumstances, He gets to tell His story. Hope is defined as God's not lost sight of you, nor the power to interact with the circumstances, and He loves you enough to tell His story. And finally, will those watching you see hope in your circumstance? What will people watch to see if Jesus is for real? Your life when things are tough. Because God uses our circumstances to illustrate hope.